And welcome to All Things Career Services. I'm Dr. Tracy Spots.
And I'm Tatiana Goss.
We are so excited to be with you in the new year. Tatiana, I wonder, do you have any news you want to share with our listeners?
Absolutely. So I just got a new position as manager one of career services, and we now have a new grant that will allow us to build a career services center and be able to better serve students focusing on all things careers. So that's resumes, interviewing, networking, job searching, internships, and more.
Oh, I'm so excited to do this adventure with you. So, you think new year, new you. So I thought today we could talk about SMART goals. How does that sound to you?
It sounds amazing.
All right. So when you think of SMART goals, you always think of the acronym. So it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely, and let's not forget tangible. So a specific goal has a much greater chance of being accomplished than a general goal, right? So a general goal would be pass all my classes, but a specific goal would say, at the end of the first semester, I plan to have a 4.0 GPA. To set a specific goal, you must answer the 6 W questions. So who is involved? Who's going to help you get this goal completed? What? What do I want to accomplish? Where? Identify a location. When? Establish a time frame. Which? Identify requirements and constraints. And why? Specific reasons, purpose, or benefits of accomplishing the goal. So when you're creating measurable goals, you want to establish concrete criteria for measuring progress towards the attainment of each goal you set. So when you measure your progress, you stay on track, reach your target dates, and experience the exhilaration of achievement that spurs you on continued effort required to reach your goal. So determine if your goal is measurable. Ask questions such as how much, how many, how will I know when it is accomplished? Creating an attainable goal. So when you identify goals that are most important to you, you begin to figure out ways you can make them come true. So you develop the attitudes, abilities, skills, and financial capacity to reach them. You begin seeking previously overlooked opportunities to bring yourself closer to your goal. Creating an attainable goal. So you can attain most any goal you set when you plan your steps wisely and establish a time frame that allows you to carry out those steps. Goals that may seem far away and out of reach eventually move closer and become attainable, not because your goals shrink, but because you grow and expand to match them. So creating realistic goals. So to be realistic, a goal must represent an objective towards which you are both willing and able to work. A high goal is frequently easier to reach than a low one because a low goal exerts low motivational force. Some of the hardest jobs you have ever accomplished actually seem easy simply because they were labor of love. So when you're creating realistic goals, to determine if your goal is realistic, ask questions such as, do I truly believe that it can be accomplished? Have I accomplished anything similar in the past? Can I identify the conditions that would have to exist to accomplish this goal? And then lastly, when you're creating timely goals, a goal should be grounded within a time frame. With no time frame tied to it, there is no sense of urgency. So when do you want to accomplish your goal? Someday won't work. But if you anchor it within a time frame, like by May 1st, then you have already set your unconscious mind into motion to begin working on the goal. So that is just a brief synopsis of SMART goals. So Tatiana, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Go ahead.
All right, awesome. So how do you prioritize your SMART goals when you have multiple objectives to achieve?
So that's a great question. When I am juggling multiple things at once, one of the first things I do is to write everything down, write down all of the objectives. Writing things down makes it plain, makes it realistic. And then seeing everything at once helps me to assess the importance of what needs to be done and when. And then I go ahead and assess each goal. So is it clear? Can I track the progress? Is it realistic? Does it align with my larger goals? And lastly, is there a deadline? Do I need to be finished with something by a certain date or time? I then rank them by how urgent they are and the potential impact they may have. I always want to complete those high impact, time sensitive things first and then work my way down from there. I also try to break down the larger goals into smaller, more manageable goals or tasks. It makes it easier. And lastly, staying flexible. I always want to be prepared to adapt or adjust because you never know when new challenges or roadblocks may come into the picture. And also when something doesn't go the way that you want it to.
Adaptability, very important when doing SMART goals. So, how do you celebrate your achievements when you reach a SMART goal?
So I'm very big on I deserve nice things or good things when I work hard. So I like to reward myself. I'm a hard worker. I buy myself something or I take myself out when I achieve something or I treat myself. For example, at the beginning of the year, a lot of people do, or they may do like a vision board, but I like to do like a bingo board and I fill it with things I want to accomplish or achieve within the year. And then every time I get a bingo, my plan is to do something nice for myself or buy myself something amazing. So it definitely motivates me to try and hit a bingo and achieve those things.
So, what's the coolest thing you've ever bought yourself from achieving a SMART goal?
Last year, I actually got it for a birthday gift, so I didn't get a chance to buy it for myself. But I wanted to start like a Pandora bracelet and then buy myself a charm or charms, and I did get that. So
That's awesome. So, what advice would you give to someone who feels overwhelmed by goal setting or doesn't know where to start?
I would tell them to start small, begin with one or two simple goals first, and then focus on easy wins to build their confidence and momentum. And then also take larger goals and break them into smaller, more actionable steps. This makes it feel less daunting or like just scary. Also, frame your initial goals using the SMART criteria. This makes them more clear and more manageable. I also would tell them to identify what's most important to them, focus on goals that align with your values and long term aspirations. You can set your goals around where you want to see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years. Also, designate specific times for working on your goals. Consistency can help to establish a routine. You can seek support or help. This can be a friend, a parent, a mentor, siblings, just someone that you feel comfortable with and that you can trust. And then also celebrate your progress, big or small. And then lastly, just be kind to yourself. Remember that this is a process. It's okay to adjust your goals as you learn more, as you need, and then just do what works for you.
Do what works for you. Very important information. All right, a couple more. So, in your opinion, how do SMART goals contribute to long-term success beyond college?
I think that SMART goals can drastically contribute to long term success beyond college in different ways. They can provide clear direction. This can help with focusing your efforts on what truly matters, reducing distractions, and enhancing productivity. Setting achievable goals fosters a sense of accomplishment. This builds confidence and can encourage you to take on more challenging objectives in the future. They encourage you to align your objectives with your broader life aspirations. As things or circumstances change, SMART goals can be adjusted while still maintaining focus. So this adaptability is crucial in trying to navigate like the difficulties beyond college because life doesn't always get easier after college. The process of setting and achieving SMART goals fosters a growth mindset as well. You can learn to evaluate your experiences, adapt your strategies, and just constantly seek improvement. SMART goals not only provide a structured approach to achieving short-term objectives, but also lay the groundwork for long-term success by promoting resilience, clarity, and adaptability in different settings.
Hashtag adulting. All right. What common mistakes do you think students make when setting goals and how can they avoid them?
One is not being specific. So setting like vague goals, like I want to do better in school without having like a clear target. So you can use the SMART framework to define specific goals. You can say like, I want to raise my GPA to a 3.5 by the end of the semester. That is more clear than just saying I want to do better in school. Also overloading goals. So trying to achieve too many at once can be overwhelming and can cause burnout. Instead, you can prioritize and focus on a few key goals at a time and consider what's most important, what's most manageable to you. Also, ignoring time constraints. So, setting goals without having like a deadline. This can result in procrastination because you may think that you have all the time in the world and you may not. So, you can try to assign a timeline to each goal and break them down into smaller tasks with specific deadlines. And then another one, or the last one, I would say is setting unrealistic goals. So aiming too high without considering the limitations, the circumstances, or the things that it requires to get to that goal. Instead, you can ensure that your goals are achievable by accessing your resources, time, and current commitments. So by recognizing common mistakes such as these and applying like certain solutions or some of the things that I suggested, you can set more effective goals that can lead to greater success and satisfaction in your life.
So can students reach out to us and can we help them with their SMART goals?
Absolutely. So we're with Career Services and we're definitely here to help you, like I said earlier on, with all things career. And I feel like SMART goals definitely fall under that. So you can reach out to us by email. You can go to our webpage. You can give us a phone call.
Phone call?
At our office.
That's so old school. Who calls people anymore?
People still use the phone. So yeah, reach us and we're here to help.
All right, awesome. So we're super excited for next month's episode. We will be inviting one of my dear friends, the Associate Dean of Student Success, Nathan Smith, to talk about student engagement and why it's important for college students. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next month.